Hi lovelies, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. This week's video is one I'm particularly looking forward to putting out there for you all. So it is basically a very thorough plan with me video. I'm going to take you through how I organize my entire life for 2021. And my intention with this video is really just to show you that you don't need to feel overwhelmed. I know that we had a particularly challenging year in 2020, and I really just want to share with you different things that help me to manage and stay on top of my busy workload, of my busy lifestyle, but also just create more space in my day for me. So essentially not feeling like I am being run by my career or my responsibilities or my technology that I'm using, but actually I'm using everything to support me and create a life that I can really enjoy and that nurtures me. So hope you all enjoy. And before we get into the video, I just want to say a big thank you to Adobe Acrobat for partnering with me again. And I'm going to talk more about their software and tools and how that's helping me to organize my work life, no matter if I'm working from home or a couple of days a week from my co-working space. So I'll talk more about them shortly, but let's get straight into this week's video. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is my phone, different apps and some of the features on my phone that I'm using. I'm not going to turn this into a whole what's on my iPhone 2021. I feel like that needs to be a separate video, but I do want to share with you a couple of things that are helping me just to feel more organized overall and just stress less. So first feature I want to talk about is really basic, and you all have this on your phone, I would assume, unless you have a very, very outdated phone. I use the reminders feature and always set alarms. I have alarms for everything. I have alarms not only for when to wake up, but for when to pack my food and get dressed and head out the door for yoga, when to walk Winston, anything and everything. I have alarms for it because the last thing I want to do is feel like I'm carrying a to-do list in my brain. So it's just too overwhelming otherwise. And I think if you can automate it, then why not? Your phone can do all of the hard work for you. So that's one thing I just want to recommend. I know it's pretty basic, but people don't really talk about this feature and the power or significance of using it. It really just takes a massive weight off your shoulders. So make sure that your phone is working for you. And I think that that's one really simple way of doing that. And I want to talk about two different apps on my phone. Now, I've talked about having the ANZ mobile banking app before because I did a little bit of a collaboration with them last year. I do have some banking apps on my phone because I think it's really important to stay on top of your finances and check your finances. Do you know, the other week I went onto my app and I realized that I got billed for something and I had no idea what it was for. It was actually a membership that I don't use, and I ended up canceling because it was in that 14-day window where you can get your refund. So I think it's really handy to have your mobile banking apps on your phone because it just helps you to keep track of your finances and just organize your finances in general, and even like have your savings goals set up. I've talked about that too. So I have that. And the other app I want to talk to you about, this is for all the girls that watch my channel, of which I feel like it's the majority if I look at my analytics, but this app is called Natural Cycles, and I'll make sure to get some footage of these apps as well so you can see them on screen over here, or perhaps they'll be over here when it's edited. But Natural Cycles, essentially it's for tracking your infradian rhythm, your female cycle, your 28-day approximately cycle. And so every day I hop onto this app first thing in the morning and I just tick or make a note of how I'm feeling, how I slept, what day of my cycle I'm on. So essentially I'm not really organizing my cycle because your body does the work for you, but I'm being more aware of my cycle, and then it actually helps me to, in fact, organize my schedule accordingly. So personally, if I am on the bleeding part of my cycle, I don't want to have a huge week of work. I actually want to slow down and enjoy more of those introverted activities and nourishing, nurturing activities. And perhaps if you're in your ovulatory phase, then you're feeling more social, more energetic. I know that a lot of people that experience unfortunately like bad PMS, of which I don't, thank goodness, but if you do, then you might actually notice certain parts of the month you feel more energetic, you feel great, your skin looks great, and certain parts of the month you just want to eat chocolate and stay in bed. So that's just one app that I recently discovered, and I actually wanted to share it on this channel. And I might even talk a little bit more about female health in later videos, but I just wanted to mention that for today's video. All right, now next section I want to talk about when organizing my life for 2021, my entire life, is my work life. So as I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm partnering with Adobe Acrobat again. And if you watched it's not such a recent video because I partnered with them a few months ago, but I actually created a customizable digital planner to help you all organize your schedules, especially when we were all experiencing an extended lockdown in my country. But so one way that I've been using Adobe Acrobat more recently just to organize my work life and work smarter, not hard, is by using their edit feature when working on collaborative PDF documents. So since I'm not able to be in the same room as a lot of people I work with, and it's mainly because my projects involve people interstate or overseas, being able to work on handouts for presentations or creative briefs or other PDFs in my own time with their edit feature is really convenient. And also I experience quite a bit of back and forth when working on documents, just because it is collaborative, and when it's something creative, there can be a lot of changes as you go. So just the fact that we can share the document between us and people can leave comments is really convenient. Oh, and one other feature I'm actually using just to make life a little bit easier when I am working with a PDF document is their organized pages feature. So you can just rearrange the order of the pages you're working with. So just wanted to mention Adobe Acrobat because if you are a student and you're working on different projects with other people, you might also find it really helpful. So if you haven't checked them out already, I'll leave a link for them down below so you can click it and start your free trial with Adobe Acrobat. Now, since we are in the category of work life, there are a couple other things that I do to help organize my career because I do have quite a few things going on. And I thought I would just mention them to you just first of all, because I want you to realize that it's really important to work smart, and it doesn't matter what kind of career you're in, you need to make sure that you are enjoying what you're doing and that it's as sustainable as possible, but also to realize that people that work on social media, it is curated to an extent and it is thoughtfully or carefully thought out. I was gonna say thoughtfully thought out, but it's carefully thought out. So I'm always mindful of the sort of things I post online, but at the same time, because I wanna be spreading inspiration, motivation, and positivity, I may not always feel inspired every day whenever I want to post on social media. So one thing that I do when organizing my Instagram content is I use a website called Planoly. So the way that I use it is basically whether I'm at home working or at the co-working space, I'll make myself a cup of tea, I'll have some snacks there, I'll put my headphones in and listen to, typically it's just smooth jazz or whatever I can find on YouTube, and I will have a writing day. So I will plan out my content, I will select the different kind of photos that I want to post up for the coming weeks, and then I'll just see whatever comes to mind, and it's like a big brain dump, and it's really lovely to just get into that state of flow rather than feeling like, okay, it's been 4 days since I've posted on Instagram, I have to post something on my main feed, I'm not feeling inspired, I'll just share a quote. Ugh. It's just not, it's not ideal. So this way I know that anything that I'm posting up is of high quality, that a lot of thought's gone into it, but that I'm creating that content when I feel inspired. Now, moving on from Instagram, let's talk about YouTube for a moment, shall we? So at the moment, we are actually having a very productive, positive start to our day. I'm filming quite a few videos in bulk. So I like to work smart, not hard. And if you knew how much time it takes to set up the lighting, get the right angles, clean and style the apartment, have everything ready, do my hair and makeup, there's a lot of preparation that goes into filming videos. And also, once you start filming a couple, you do get again into that state of flow. So like I batch my Instagram content, I also batch my YouTube videos, and I work with the amazing team from Video Y. James, you can say hi from behind the camera. That's James. So again, I do try and work smart, not hard, and making sure that I'm scheduling maybe a full film session every couple of months, that really works for me. And one other thing while I'm talking about filming is the way that I go about creating my scripts. So I don't just wing it when I am filming a video. I actually have my laptop right here at the moment just to reference and look back over my notes. And if you can hear some chiming in the background, that's Winston sitting on the couch scratching himself. Anywho, that's okay. Jai, the editor, can leave this bit in because we don't strive for perfection on this channel, as I've said many times. But yes, when I talk about my scripts, I also like to set aside about a week, a month to, again, make myself many cups of tea, sometimes chamomile tea, because it's really calming and relaxing. But I do like to just set aside about a week and just have that week as a script writing week. I don't like to juggle lots of different things or move from one task to the next. So having one main top priority for the week rather than day, that suits me really well. So you might even like to apply this tip when organizing your work schedule for whether it's your own job, maybe you run your own business, or maybe you're a student and you're studying. But I personally like to group different projects in and just set aside quite a bit of time to focus on them. Okay, so being mindful that this video might get a little bit long if I don't try and just brush through the next section, let's talk about Sundays, so how I'm gonna organize myself for the week ahead. So since we're talking about how to organize my life for 2021 or your life, I highly recommend using Sundays to get yourself organized for the week ahead. First thing I like to do is all our grocery shopping gets done on a Sunday, and then we do meal prep. So we cook in bulk for the week rather than making dinner every single night, because there are some days I do not feel like finishing up work and then having to start on dinner. And same with Adam, you know, he could work late and it's just the last thing you want to add to your plate. So really encourage you to do that too. And then we even use Sundays just to tidy up around the house. We don't really clean throughout the week because I just think it's better to allocate one morning a week and just get it all done, and teamwork makes the dream work. So one of us will vacuum, one of us will scrub the bathroom and just tidy everything, change the sheets, all that jazz. And one other thing I do on a Sunday, which I'm really hoping that all of you will be inspired to do this too, I go ahead and I book in all of my fitness classes for the week so that I can commit to them and it's done and I'm holding myself accountable, and then I write it into my diary. So for me, that's yoga. So usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'll go to a 9:30 a.m. class, and I'm slowly easing my way back into Pilates, but I'm still doing my regular walks as well. So I am staying quite active. But if you do sign up for different physical fitness classes, exercise classes, what am I saying? Then yes, you might want to use your Sundays to just book them all in, and that way you know that you've got your schedule set for the week. All right, now let's talk about these. So if you watched a recent video, I showed you my new diary for 2021. It's this one. And I actually showed you how I set it up for the month of January, but a couple of things that I didn't really go into were the sort of things I scheduled throughout the year. So being the start of 2021, it is just so important to schedule your annual blood test, your 6 monthly dental checkups, anything that you want to be doing semi-regularly so that you don't forget to do it later on. And honestly, if I don't book in my dentist 6 or 12 months in advance, I get a text message from them saying, "Hey Jess, your visit is well overdue," and they start nagging me. Rightfully so, and I'm glad that they do, but I recommend you do that. And something else that I actually schedule into my diary, I book months in advance some sessions with my life coach. So I usually meet with him once a month over Zoom because he's based overseas, and that way I don't go 6 to 8 weeks without touching base with him, because that did happen last year and I ended up burning out. And I think if I would have actually been more on the ball and keeping up with my sessions, then maybe that wouldn't have happened, or it likely wouldn't have happened. So if there's anything that you really want to commit to doing, I would say go ahead and schedule it into your diary. Even if, you know, one of my self-care rituals is to get a massage every month. So I'm booking that in once a month and writing it into my diary too. And when I bought my diary, I also picked up these 2 notebooks, which I think I've shown on this channel already and used quite a bit already. But this one is a workbook, so any ideas that come up for work, anything that I want to be remembering, any project ideas, I'll write it down here. And then having a little, this is a desktop notebook. By the way, these are from same place as my diary, Bespoke Letterpress. I'll hopefully remember to link it down below, but if not, bespoke letterpress. And yeah, I write all my notes. So whenever I have a session with my life coach or my psychologist, then it goes in here, and that way I can just have everything in one little place. And yeah, those are the sort of stationery items that I'm using to really organize my life this year. Oh, and I thought I would just mention, if you want to see what I pack in my backpack for work, how I organize that, I filmed a what's in my backpack video so many months ago, but honestly what I pack has not really changed. So I will leave that video as a clickable card up above so you can click it and check it out. Now lastly, I want to talk to you about how I schedule my work days and work hours. So I do get asked, what does a typical work day look like for me? And I thought I would just briefly touch on that now. So basically a work day for me starts with my 9:30 a.m. yoga class, because I just feel like my mind is so much sharper after exercise and also doing all of that beautiful breathing and stretching. And then sometimes I will go into the co-working space. Some days I will be working from home, and I'll usually work till around 3 o'clock because I'll get home mid-afternoon and take Winston for a little walk. And yeah, as I mentioned, what I get done each day really depends on the time of month. So sometimes it's social media work, sometimes it's script writing, sometimes it's other projects. And personally, I haven't always worked 9:30 till 3, or it's actually 10:30 till 3 after yoga. There have been times in my life where I have worked crazy hours and I burnt out twice last year, and I'm really learning to pull back and just schedule my days in a way that makes sense to me and realize that we don't need to be in this constant state of productivity. So for me, this year is really about organizing my life in a more sustainable and supportive way. So just be mindful about how you're organizing your schedule too, and even just looking at your to-do list or your weekly schedule at a glance at the end of the week and thinking, did I do too much? How many priorities am I setting myself each day? Where can I perhaps reduce my workload, just so that you can create more space in your day for yourself. All right, so comment below what sort of videos do you want to see in the near future on this channel. I'd love to read your suggestions. And as I mentioned again, thank you Adobe Acrobat for partnering with me for today's video. I will leave a link down below so you can click it and check them out and start your free trial. And otherwise, have a beautiful week. I'll see you all very soon with another video. Mwah! Bye.